I hustle. Upstream, I grasp. I grind. I control. And panic, poke balloons in my chest, always popping there, always my thoughts, thump, thump. I snooze. Wake and go boom, all day like this, I short my breath, I scroll and scroll, I see what you wrote, I like, I heart, my thumb, so tired, my head bent down, but not in prayer, heavy from the looking. I see your face, your phone-lit faces. I tap your food 2 times for more hearts. I retweet, I email, yes, and yes, and yes. Then I cry and need to say no, no, no. Why does it take so long to reply? I have FOMO and shout, I read, I never enough. New book, new post, new ping, a new tab, then another, papers on the floor, scattered and stacked, so many journals, unbroken, white spines, waiting. Did you hear that new? I start to text back. Ellipsis, then I forget. I balk. I lazy the bed. I wallow when I write. I truth when I lie. I throw a book when a poem undoes me. I underline Clifton. Today, we are possible. I start from image. I begin with Phyllis Wheatley. I begin with Phyllis Wheatley reaching for coal. I start with a napkin, receipt, or my hand. I muscle memory. I stutter the page. I fail, hit delete, scratch out one more line. I sonnet, then break form. I make tea, use 2 bags, rooibos again. I bathe now, Epsom salt, no books or phone, just water and the sound of water filling. Glory, be my buoyant body bowl of me. Yes, lavender, more bubbles and bath bomb, of course, some candles too. All alone with Coltrane, my favorite, Naima, for his wife, now for me inside my own womb. Again, I child back, I float, I sing, I simple and humble. Eyes close, I lower my voice. Was it a song? Don't know, but I stopped. This is the one song everyone would like to learn. The song that is irresistible. The song that forces men to leap overboard in squadrons, even though they see the beached skulls. The song nobody knows because anyone who has heard it is dead. And the others can't remember. Shall I tell you the secret? And if I do, will you get me out of this bird suit? I don't enjoy it here. squatting on this island, looking picturesque and mythical with these two feathery maniacs, I don't enjoy singing this trio, fatal and valuable. I will tell the secret to you only, to you. Come closer. This song is a cry for help. Help me, only you can. You are unique at last. Alas, it is a boring song, but it works every time. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here, at our sea-washed sunset gates, shall stand a mighty woman with a torch whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows world-wide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me, you're tired, you're poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shores, send these. The homeless, the tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
To pull the metal splinter from my palm, my father recited a story in a low voice. I watched his lovely face and not the blade. Before the story ended, he'd removed the iron sliver I thought I'd die from. I can't remember the tale, but hear his voice still, a well of dark water, a prayer. And I recall his hands, 2 measures of tenderness he laid against my face, the flames of discipline he raised above my head. Had you entered that afternoon, you would have thought you saw a man planting something in a boy's palm. A silver tear, a tiny flame. Had you followed that boy, you would have arrived here, where I bend over my wife's right hand. Look how I shave her thumbnail down so carefully she feels no pain. Watch as I lift the splinter out. I was 7 when my father took my hand like this. And I did not hold that shard between my fingers and think, metal that will bury me, christen it little assassin, or going deep for my heart. And I did not lift up my wound and cry, death visited here. I did what a child does when he's given something to keep. I kissed my father. I am the people, the mob, the crowd, the mass. Do you know that all the great work of the world is done through me? I am the working man, the inventor, the maker of the world's food and clothes. I am the audience that witnesses history. The Napoleons come from me and the Lincolns. They die. And then I send forth more Napoleons and Lincolns. I am the seed ground. I am a prairie that will stand for much plowing. Terrible storms pass over me. I forget. The best of me is sucked out and wasted. I forget. Everything but death comes to me and makes me work and give up what I have. And I forget. Sometimes I growl, shake myself, and spatter a few red drops for history to remember. Then I forget. When I, the people, learn to remember, when I, the people, use the lessons of yesterday and no longer forget who robbed me last year, who played me for a fool, then there will be no speaker in all the world say the name, the people, with any fleck of a sneer in his voice or any far-off smile of derision. The mob, the crowd, the mass will arrive then.
I am just another one of the world's liars. Believe me, I have a few charms, worn-out peddler's trinkets with grand names like beauty, friendship, truth, passion, and this one's a real item. Sometimes I even buy it myself. Love. Check my record. Odds are not in your favor that I won't sell out my goods. Bolt by night, deny you 3 times before the cock has crowed. Consider this fair warning. Never fall for my spiel. If you do and end up with a huge bill for damage done, never forgive me.
Lo, 'tis a gala night within the lonesome latter years. An angel throng, bewinged, bedight in veils and drowned in tears, sit in a theater to see a play of hopes and fears while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Mimes in the form of God on high mutter and mumble low, and hither and thither fly. Mere puppets they who come and go at bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out their condor wings invisible woe. That motley drama? Oh, be sure it shall not be forgot, with its phantom chased forevermore by a crowd that sees it not, through a circle that ever returneth into the self-same spot, and much of madness and more of sin and horror the soul of the plot. But see, amid the mimic rout, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that writhes from out the scenic solitude. It writhes with mortal pangs, the mimes become its food, and seraphs sob at vermin fangs in human gore imbued. Out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form, the curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm, while the angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling, affirm that the play is the tragedy, man. and its hero, the conqueror worm.
Side by side through the streets at midnight, roaming together, through the tumultuous night of London in the miraculous April weather, roaming together under the gaslight, day's work over. How the spring calls to us here in the city, calls to the heart from the heart of a lover. Cool the wind blows fresh on our faces, cleansing, entrancing, after the heat and the fumes and the footlights, where you dance and I watch your dancing. Good it is to be here together, good to be roaming, even in London, even at midnight, lover-like in a lover's gloaming. You the dancer and I the dreamer, children together, wandering lost in the night of London, in the miraculous April weather.
I come home, feet about to bleed from angry stomping. Boy, says Mom, quit making all that racket. But what does she expect when day after day haters sling words at me like jagged stones designed to split my skin? I retreat to my room, collapse on the bed, count 1, 2, 3. When I get to 10, I snatch up journal and pen, flip to a clean page, and unload my hurt, my rage, till I can breathe again. Letter by letter, I rediscover my power to decide which words matter, which words don't, and whose. Calm now, I remember. I get to choose.
Still living like they orbit one another, my grandfather the planet, and Grandma his moon, assigned by some gravitational pull. They have loved long enough for a working man to retire. Grandma says she's not tired. She wears her husband like a coat that survives every season. Talks about him the way my parents talk about vinyl, the subject salvaged by the tent of their tongues. Grandma returns to her love like a hymn, marks it with a color. When the world ends, will I go taking somebody's hand? My skin becoming their skin? The digital age is taking away our winters, and I'm afraid the sun is my soulmate. That waste waits for a wet kiss. Carbon calls me pretty, and I think death is a good first date. I hope when the world ends, it leaves them be. Spares Grandpa and his game, Grandma spinning corn into weight, the two of them reeling into Western theme songs, the TV louder. Then whatever's coming.
It was hers. She had this choice behind curtain bliss, Dad's chest full on the other side, as her tapered hand pulled the lever. No matter how wide the final margin, a lone ballot never counted so much.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror
of the shade. And yet, the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
All that glitters isn't music. Once hidden in tall grass, I tossed fistfuls of dirt into the air, doe after dove leaping. You said it was nothing but a trick of the light. Gold curves, gold scars, am I not your animal? You'd wait in the orchard for hours to wait for a deer to break from the shadows. You said it was like lifting a cello from its black case.
Nobody heard him, the dead man, but still he lay moaning. I was much farther out than you thought, and not waving, but drowning. Poor chap, he always loved larking, and now he's dead. It must have been too cold for him. His heart gave way. They said, "Oh, no, no, no. It was too cold always. I was much too far out all my life, and not waving, but drowning."
Oh, wearisome condition of humanity, born under one law, to another bound, vainly begot and yet forbidden vanity, created sick, commanded to be sound. What meaneth nature by these diverse laws? Passion and reason, self-division cause. Is it the mark or majesty of power to make offenses that it may forgive? Nature herself doth her own self deflower, to hate those errors she herself doth give. For how should man think that he may not do, if nature did not fail and punish too? Tyrant to others, to herself unjust, only commands things difficult and hard, forbids us all things which it knows is lust, makes easy pains unpossible reward. If nature did not take delight in blood, she would have made more easy ways to good. We that are bound by vows and by promotion, with pomp of holy sacrifice and rites, to teach belief in good and still devotion, to preach of heaven's wonders and delights. Yet, when each of us in his own heart looks, he finds the God there far unlike his books.
After all, there's no need to say anything at first. An orange peeled and quartered flares like a tulip on a Wedgwood plate. Anything can happen. Outside, the sun has rolled up her rugs and night strewn salt across the sky. My heart is humming a tune I haven't heard in years. Quiet, cool flesh. Let's sniff and eat it. There are ways to make of the moment a topiary, so the pleasure's in walking through.
We have walked in love's land a little way. We have learnt his lesson a little while. And shall we not part at the end of day with a sigh, a smile? A little while in the shine of the sun, we were twined together, joined lips, forgot how the shadows fall when the day is done and when love is not. We have made no vows, there'll none be broke. Our love was free as the wind on the hill. There was no word said we need wish unspoke. We have
have wrought no ill. So shall we not part at the end of day, who have loved and lingered a little while? Join lips for the last time, go our way, with a sigh, a smile.
In heaven, some little blades of grass stood before God. What did you do? Then, all save one of the little blades began eagerly to relate the merits of their lives. This one stood a small way behind, ashamed. Presently, God said, "And what did you do?" The little blade answered, "Oh, my Lord, memory is bitter to me, for if I did good deeds, I know not of them." Then God, in all his splendor, arose from his throne. "Oh, best little blade of grass," he said.
To show the laboring bosom's deep intent and thought and living characters to paint, when first thy pencil did those beauties give, and breathing figures learnt from thee to live, how did those prospects give my soul delight, a new creation rushing on my sight? Still, wondrous youth, each noble path pursue, on deathless glories fix thine ardent view. Still may the painters and the poets spire to aid thy pencil and thy verse conspire. And may the charms of each seraphic theme conduct thy footsteps to immortal fame. High to the blissful wonders of the skies elate thy soul, and raise thy wishful eyes. Thrice happy when exalted to survey that splendid city, crowned with endless day, whose twice 6 gates on radiant hinges ring celestial Salem blooms in endless spring. Calm and serene, thy moments glide along, and may the muse inspire each future song. Still, with the sweets of contemplation blessed, may peace with balmy wings your soul invest. But when these shades of time are chased away, and darkness ends in everlasting day, on what seraphic pinions shall we move, and view the landscapes in the realms above? There shall thy tongue in heavenly murmurs flow, and there my muse with heavenly transport glow. No more to tell of Damon's tender sighs, or rising radiance of Aurora's eyes. For nobler themes demand a nobler strain, and pure language on the ethereal plane. Cease, gentle muse, the solemn gloom of night now seals the fair creation from my sight.